What's up, Knights of Vex? I hope everyone had a nice holiday break. Your boy Vex took a couple days off. I'm feeling rejuvenated and ready for more Swoga content, so I hope you guys are doing well. Today, we need to talk about characters that I am bringing up from Relic 5 to 7 to prepare for the up-and-coming Grand Arena season and the game in general as a whole, for me to be able to compete and maintain the status that I was previously in the top of Kyber, or in Kyber 1 on my alt account. My main account is a little bit of a different story. I have a lot of characters at higher relics, but I thought for today, we're going to talk about my alt account, Exile Vex, which is in Kyber 1, in the top 300, 500, but not anywhere near the top 50, so a little bit more realistic for most accounts. So today, we're going to talk about each character that I am deciding to bring up to Relic 7 to maintain my status, and these characters have low base requirements as in general for like legendary characters or unlocks and stuff like that. So I think this is a good list to start from. That's going to help not only for dealing more damage, but mostly survivability against very tough counters. I'm going to talk about it all today. So heading into game, we're going to go right into this list. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this up so you guys can see exactly the relic level for the video. And the first character we got to talk about is Jedi Knight Revan. And Revan, for the longest time on both my main and alt account, was hanging out at Relic 5 because that's all he really needed. Wasn't a massive damage dealer, wasn't really needed for much, tankiness or dealing extra damage. He was mostly there for the utility. The cleanse, the mark, the little savior mechanic was super clutch on Revan. I am now finding that he's a little too squishy for my liking against some of these bigger matchups. So I am definitely bringing up Revan from 5 to 7 on both of my accounts. Running a little bit low on signal data for this account, but as soon as I have the signal data available, he's definitely going for 7 because of the survivability, not just the damage, but even for the damage. If you wanted to call him to assist with a JML lead, it's now going to be based off the assisting character's relic level. So the extra relic levels are nothing going to be nothing but helpful for Revan in general. So if you're going against certain characters or squads like Maz Kanata, like a Relic 9 Maz Kanata I faced with a Relic 9 Ithano, his AoE one-shot a Revan prior to Relic Delta. I can't even imagine what it's going to do now. So I think adjusting the gap from 33 or 44%, whatever it is, to 10% is going to be very beneficial. I think Revan is going to be an absolute staple for Relic 7 and one of the first ones you should do. The next one I'm recommending is Aphra, and this is going to include both of her droids. You're going to see them later on. Their base requirements for the event is 5, and that's just not going to cut it anymore. You're going to want to bring these guys to Relic 7. They deal actually way more damage at the higher relics they gain, and Aphra in general does deserve the Relic 7. She's just going to be a little bit too squishy and not deal enough damage for some of these other counters. Like, I can't imagine a Relic 5 Aphra beating a Relic 9 Jabba or a Relic 9 Chrysanthemum. It's just not going to cut it. So I think if you guys are going to be relying on Aphra, what you should be doing going forward, because she's getting a lifter unit, which should make that matchup a lot easier, I think those relic levels are going to be greatly impactful and helpful for Aphra in the future. So this is including Aphra and her droids. I think it's going to be important. I've always had her at Relic 5. I never wanted to boost her up anymore. I think she's got a good candidate for Relic 7 along with her droids. Next up, we have Wampa, and is Wampa's viability going down a little bit? Absolutely, but the Focus Datacron is going away, but it doesn't mean he will not have a use in 3v3 against certain matchups. The problem is that he has a base requirement of Relic 3, I believe. That is seriously not going to cut it anymore. There will be times where there are going to be opponents that set squads that can be Wampa soloed. You don't want to be on the bad end of it where you don't have the Relic Delta gap, and you're going to be completely cut off from that damage or survivability. So Wampa is going to be another candidate for Relic 7. I did end up bumping up 2 relic levels already for his Focus Datacron, but I think what I will do eventually is bring him up to 7 because the Relic 3/5 will not cut it for Wampa anymore. He's definitely going to be up there for me. Next up is Hermit Yoda, and this one's a little bit, I'd say on the lower end of the priority, but he still needs to survive. And Relic 5, if you're facing Rey with a JML and you have a Relic 5 Hermit Yoda, he's going to be dealt a lot of damage from that big, massive ultimate. So, and again, the same concept with Revan. Mostly utility, but if you're calling Hermit Yoda to assist, which in certain matchups, it's very helpful. Like if you're facing Barriss Offee, and when you're calling an ally to assist and they're critting, you're going to be healing the enemy team. If you call Hermit Yoda to assist, there's no way he can crit. He doesn't deal damage. So he will be beneficial for certain matchups like that. If you're dealing with a Relic 9 or Relic 8 Barriss, you're going to want Hermit Yoda to deal more damage that's not critable. So it kind of works out that way. So Hermit Yoda may not seem like a strong candidate for Relic 7, but it will have a use down the line, I promise. Then we got to talk about Saw Gerrera, and Saw Gerrera is I'm always going to advocate for him. He's one of the strongest teams in Grand Arena. One of the reasons why both my accounts are consistently in Kyber 1 is Saw Gerrera and his Omicron, and I've had him at Relic 5 on ult account for a while. He is absolutely a candidate for Relic 7. The survivability. You don't want to set your Saw team, and he's going to get one-shot by a Relic 9 Balin Skull or Shin Hati right off the bat from the different Relic requirements. So, he's definitely going to be a candidate for Relic 7. A staple in Kyber 1, a game changer in terms of Omicrons for making a super powerhouse of a team, especially paired with Luth and Rail. I think Saw Gerrera is another good candidate for Relic 7, and I think you guys should do it as well. Next up, Mara Jade, and Mara Jade is on the list because she will be seeing a resurgence soon with Darth Vader's duel's end, and we don't want her to have a massive disparity with the Relic 9 Rays. So, she has a base requirement under her legendary event for Starkiller at Relic 5. She is an absolute candidate for Relic 7. A while back, she had a focused Datacron, or she had a regular Datacron level 9 where it required her at Relic 7, and I just didn't feel like doing it way back in the day. It might have been like a year or two ago. And now I finally am able to bring her up to 7. I think it's way worth it. She's a phenomenal character, and she's going to be seeing a resurgence. Not really meant for damage. It's really meant for survivability. It's not... She has a ton of utility with her debuffs and calling Starkiller to assist, and Darth Vader's duel's end is going to be doing a massive thing for her. But it's all about surviving. She just does not have it. The 4 gap is too much against Relic 9 teams, and you're going to see a lot of that coming up with how easy it is to get to Relic 8 and 9. So, Mara Jade, another great staple for 7. Now, this one kind of surprised me when I was going through the list, and it absolutely makes sense. Bastila Shan Fallen at Relic 5, a little too low. Her base requirement for Leviathan is 5. You want her mostly for, again, survivability. So if you're bringing in Malgus and you're going against teams with massive AoEs, you have a Relic, you're facing a Relic 9 Resistance Hero Finn, which I have done fairly often on my main account, that AoE could absolutely blow you up. Or if you're facing a Reva team, I get with Malgus, and Grand Inquisitor does a big AoE, the Relic gap could make a difference. So I think Relic 7 Bastila Shan Fallen is another good option for a Malgus team. I think it's going to come in very handy, and I think that's a good use for a Bastila Shan Fallen. Not really for the damage, again for the survivability. Now, this one's a very important one, in my honest opinion, Hux. Hux, base requirement for Kylo Ren is Relic 5. Not going to cut it anymore. Again, nothing about the damage. It's all about the utility. He is a little too squishy as it is. I can't imagine what he's going to look like at Relic 5 when, if you can get him to survive a little bit longer against like a Pirate King Hondo or even a Rey matchup, it's going to be important. Yes, Darkside Rey does have a potential to bring your team back, but the more survivability you have with your Hux, the more likely you're able to keep that advantage, which means no Terminator to your enemy team, and also pass turns to Kylo, which is going to mean more damage from Kylo. So I do think Relic 7 Hux is nice, and he also has a capital ship, so that's not the end of the world either. Very good character, very good candidate for Relic 7. Over here, you're going to see all of them. All the Sith. Now, I've greatly underappreciated my Sith on my ult account because they were able to punch up so much. And to be honest with you, I still got my Relic 3 Traya, Relic 1 Scion, and Relic 3 Nihilus to work against a Relic 9 Mace Windu. Now, I don't know if that's because Relic Delta is bugged. I have seen reports of it not working as intended. But regardless, I think the Sith Triumvirate are going to be good no matter what, because I'm not going to always be using them for a possible Mace Windu counter. I'm going to need them from Gungans. I'm going to need them for Reva back in the day. Those high Relic teams, because I see a lot of full Relic 8 Gungans, full Relic 8 Inquisitor teams. The extra Relic levels on my Traya are going to be extremely important. So I think that the Sith Triumvirate at Relic 7 is not going to hurt you. They are a great Grand Arena team that will always stand the test of time. And I love them on a lore standpoint. I absolutely love Old Republic. So I'm not going to have any regrets doing it. Absolutely love the Sith Triumvirate. I think they're going to be great at Relic 7. You're going to see them repeated on the list. Maybe next, but not next. But we got to talk about the next one, which I think is going to be important for your Queen Amidala team. Bad Batch Echo. Echo is a great utility character whose base requirement for Lord Vader is Relic 5. I think he's going to be a good candidate for Relic 7 because there's going to be times, and we have a very dangerous attacker Datacron, which could blow up your low Relic characters. Bad Batch Echo is a great candidate for Relic 7, specifically for Queen Amidala and Shaak Ti in the Queen Amidala vs. Rey counter, which I use all the time now. It makes me use my Vegito for a different squad. So Again, utility character, mostly there for the survivability. The gap is a little too much from 9 to 5 against a Rey, and you're going to see some Relic 10 Reys. Could you imagine the Relic gap between a 5 and a 10 Bad Batch Echo? Absolutely one-tapped. Going to get killed immediately from ultimate. You don't want that to happen. So, I think Bad Batch Echo is another great character. I use him all the time. Every Grand Arena, he's always in use. So, definitely a staple for Relic 7. Talon is the next one, and again, same concept besides the Relic gap. She is also a damage dealer, so the extra damage is nice. But Relic 5, her base requirement is at Relic 5 for, I believe, Star Killer. It's just not going to cut it anymore. So I think bringing up Talon to 7 is a good option. And I'm honestly thinking, I have a little bit of a surplus on my main account for Omicrons. I'm thinking about it. I don't know yet. I think she's kind of fun, and she has a surprising high damage. So I think that'd be a pretty good option to apply. But we're going to see. But again, same concept. Relic 5 is not going to cut it. These are base requirements for certain legendaries. Those days are over. So whatever you see as base is not going to cut it anymore. Then we have Savage Opress, and same concept. I think bringing up the whole Sith squad to Relic 7 is great. He's pretty much your tanky, get out of jail card. He's literally there for banner recovery, for keeping your team alive. He is so good. Great Grand Arena Omicron. Bringing him to 7 for the survivability purposes is amazing, and it could help you in certain matchups. We have to see if Relic Delta is bugged, though. I mean, currently, the way it stands, it's working correctly, but I have seen multiple reports saying that, like, my counters that I did for Mace should not be working the way it is. So, we're going to have to see. But it's not only just for Mace. It's just for, in general. Relic 5 is not the baseline anymore. I think Savage has to go to 7. And now, this is what I was talking about earlier, the droids. We have BT1, and I think that's going to be extremely important because they want to deal damage. The damage disparity is not going to be good. We want to bring both the droids up. As you can see, there's the other one, bringing him to 7 as well, 000. Now, next up I want to talk about is Cal Kestis, and I found this out last Grand Arena round when I was doing a Vegito squad against, I think it was Reva. Or against, I was using Vegito against Pirate King Hondo, and they were all Relic 9. My Cal was literally paper. He got destroyed so fast, Relic 5 is not going to cut it for him anymore. I thought with his unique, the protection up would be great, the extra max health. I thought that would be really, really good wherever, I think it's in the unique. I thought that would have been a really good use for Cal, and thought Relic 5 would have been fine. Relic 5 on Cal is not going to cut it. Relic 7 Cal Kestis, the extra health that he's giving to the team is great, but you need him to live to actually provide those benefits. So I think Relic 7 on OG Cal is great. You can use him on the planet Zepho for Relic 7. Very helpful for that annoying unaligned Force user mission, so it's not a waste. I think Relic 7 Cal is actually very good, and very good for a Rey team, or a Vegito team in general, so he's another good candidate for Relic 7. Now we have Kyle Katarn. Again, had a Relic 5 requirement for Star Killer, or, I get confused with Aphra and Star Killer. I'm pretty sure it was Star Killer. He's a damage dealer. You don't want him to deal reduced damage. He's actually very good for a Gerrera team. He could hit for over like 200k on like a basic. I've seen him do some crazy damage. We got a really good data concept for attackers. He's an attacker. He's going to be gaining mad offense and all these crazy stats. Kyle Katarn is still a very good character. Obviously, a little bit dated with all the other OP power creep, but he's still amazing. Good on a Mon Mothma team, but very powerful on a Gerrera. He is absolutely going to 7 for me. I already did that on my main account weeks ago because I think he's such a good character. So, he's another candidate. Now, this one, very important for me, because I like running Bo-Katan Mandalore against Lord Vader all the time. I don't need the Rollicon to get that to be pulled off. I face full Relic 9 clone teams all the time, so I think OG Bo going from 5 to 7 strictly for survivability and the Relic Delta gap is very important. Now, she's another character that doesn't add much besides her unique, because she's adding protection recovery, but it's important because you need her to survive. And if you get your turn order all messed up because she gets blown up a little too quickly from the Delta gap, your counter is screwed. So I think getting her to 7 to mitigate the gap between the Relic Delta to 10% against the Relic 9 clones is greatly important for your counter. I'll be doing a bunch of testing this Grand Arena season to see if it can still be pulled off. But on my main account, this has already been done. She went from 5 to 7 strictly for the Delta gap and surviving the opening onslaught and not messing up my turn order with Bo-Katan against Lord Vader. I will be doing a video on that very shortly. I haven't had time, but we're going to do that shortly, I promise. Next up, Barriss Offee, and now she has a base requirement of Relic 5 for, I believe, Ahsoka Tano. Not going to cut it anymore. She's a very good character, actually broken in my opinion, because her utility that she gives with her cleansing and her healing is unreal. It's unmatched. She's been sleeper secret OP for a very long time, and she's got an insane Datacron set coming up. She is another candidate for Relic 7. I already have her at Relic 8 for the raid. I found her to make the Keller and Beck run a lot easier. So that's another benefit to that, is that you can use her in the Order 66 raid. She's good for the TV planets. A Jedi Vanguard, you could slot her in with Mace if you really wanted to. But regardless, a very great character. You don't want her underutilized or underappreciated at Relic 5. She's going to be a great candidate to bring to Relic 7, strictly for her utility and survivability. Even the higher relics are good on her. There's an argument to be made that you want her to be squishy to get down first. She can be very annoying. Very, very annoying. I think the higher relics on Barriss are very, very good. Now we have Sabine Wren, and this one's going to be annoying for me because I didn't really want to touch Phoenix, but it's going to have to happen. Relic 3 Phoenix is not going to cut it, but I don't think you have to bring them all up right away. I think as long as you have your Rex and your Sabine Wren at Relic 7, you might be able to deal with Reva's pretty fast. She's got really good, powerful AoE damage. If you have her at 7, the damage mitigated is 10%, I believe. So what you want to do is get your Rex, who's already at 7. You want to get your Sabine Wren to 7 because I think her damage is going to be enough to get through it. The other characters are more utility. Chopper's not really a big damage dealer. Hera's not a damage dealer. And Geonosian Brood Alpha is there for strictly utility for the spawn. So I think if you bring your Sabine to higher relics and everything else works out the same, and you're getting your Terminator train going and you're just landing the days, this should be enough to get through Phoenix, get through Inquisitors enough. So I think Sabine Wren, Relic 7. If you want to bring her up to Relic 8, not a bad idea. She does have a ship. You want to mitigate that damage even more? I think it's going to be a great option. Having Phoenix at your pocket, or your back pocket to take out Inquisitors are very good because that leaves other teams open for you to use against them. So I think that's a really good option. And next up, I'm going to show Nihilus. Again, same concept as before with the Triumvirate. He's Relic 3. I think he could use the survivability. You're going to see Scion repeated because he's Relic 1. But I think the next one is also important because Ithano has a base requirement of Relic 3. That is simply not even close to cutting it. Ithano is actually a phenomenal character. He deals a ton of damage, and I think he's going to be very, very good at Relic 7 on a Maz Kanata team. He surprisingly deals a ton of damage. I'm very impressed with him so far. I thought he was going to be kind of bad, but he's actually a phenomenal character. I will definitely be getting him to Relic 7, once again, the 7 stars. I'm very close on the ult account. Another great candidate for a Maz team. And that's pretty much the list, guys. What I want to show you next is because it's very different because I have been playing the game for a while, and we've had multiple different raids where I brought teams up and running. So I want to show you guys teams that you should be keeping an eye out for. The first one is Hug Cartel. The reason why I have a majority of them at Relic 8 is because of the raid. And I should have brought my Skiff Guard up. He needs to go to Relic 7 as well. He's another candidate. So this is just a little bonus that I want to show you. Skiff Guard Lando is another candidate. If you guys want to do Embo for TW, that's another one as well. But I think what I'm going to be doing is Skiff Guard Lando at Relic 7. But I wanted to show you, I already have them at 8 because of the previous raid that we had. But they have very low base requirements. You want to bring them to Relic 7 at least. They are a very good team. I think a majority of the community will have them at 8 because of that raid. But if you're a newer player, you didn't get to participate in that raid, Relic 7, highly recommend Relic 8 for them. They are phenomenal. But what I will be doing is Skiff Guard Lando. I just wanted to show you guys why I wasn't displaying my my Hug Cartel. It's because of the raid. Next one, same concept. It's going to be the Gungans. Gungans I have at full Relic 7 on this account, but I have them at Relic 8 on the other. They have base requirements of 5. If you guys didn't participate in the Naboo raid, you're probably not going to have them at high Relic. You're probably going to have them at 5. Get them to a baseline of 7. I know they're not as good as they were without their insane datacrons, but they're a very annoying team. They can actually take out a number of powerful squads like Balin or they can take out a bunch. Trench, very good at taking out Separatists. I think Relic 7 is very good for the damage purposes. They can survive with the shield generator. I think that's more than enough, but you want them to be able to deal more damage. And sometimes you might time out or not get enough damage off across the board. So I think Relic 7 is a good baseline for them. I would not bring them up to 8. I think 7 is a good baseline for them. And for the most part, guys, that's going to be my recommendation. As you can see, a lot of my roster is, for the most part, brought up for the raid or just in general. I never added any extra relic levels to these characters ever. Like I have Dark Super Moff Gideon at Relic 5, not really using him that often, so I'm not really recommending him. In terms of other characters, Bad Batch I'm thinking about, but at the moment not yet. I think Bad Batch could be a good option down the line to Relic 7, but I'm not going to be doing it right away. But I still have a little bit to go. Obviously bring up your pirates to Relic 7. But I just wanted to show you guys, for the most part, I think those are going to be the most important characters. I had Merrin at Relic 3. If you want to bring her up to Relic 7 because of, you know, a Night Sister team, that's great. I also have a full Relic, not Rogue One. I have a full Relic 9 Great Mother Squad because of a generous donation during a stream. So I have them all Relic 9. So that's probably one of my only Relic 9 teams that I have. And also, last thing I want to showcase is that if you guys don't have it already, your Empire, where is Empire? Your Dark Side clones. I have them at Relic 5 because I just was running really low on signal data and I really wanted to get Pirate King Hondo. This squad right here, you're going to definitely want at Relic 9. I have one of them at 9, but definitely Relic 7 at the bare minimum. It's not going to cut it. I'm just running really low on signal data, so clones, another good option. I'm sure a majority of the community are going to have them at high relics because of the raid, but that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. I just wanted to showcase what my characters are looking like and what characters I'm bringing up because of Relic Delta that can help compete with other squads. So hopefully this helped you guys. If it did, don't forget to leave a like, comment down below, and leave all your thoughts on everything about my recommendations. And do you guys agree? Do you not agree? What characters are you bringing up? Leave it all down below. And as always, guys, subscribe for more content. And I'll see you guys in the next one. May the Force be with you all.